And people always ask me, why were you so evil? And this, because I was doing drugs, and I would hear things, I would see things, I would do stupid stuff like go to the cemetery and write.
Yeah, and your brother, Little One, was a psycho. He wasn't contributing.
And I think when you used to work for the coroner's office, a lot of people don't know this, but he used to pick up dead bodies.
Yo, broski, welcome to the telescope room, man.
Thank you for having me,
bro. I'm so happy that you came, bro, and I really don't have the words, bro. It's peanut butter and jelly every time we see each other.
Every time.
So, broski, obviously everybody knows what you've done. Everybody knows that we brothers. So let's talk about the music a little bit and give them a couple of our crazy stories. And mostly the objective of the show, though, is to see how we came, we were victorious from some of the things that we went through in our personal life.
Right.
So First of all, what's going on with Shad Dizzle?
Oh, just trying to keep up, man. Just trying to
keep up,
get better.
The GOAT keeping up. Come on, bro.
Just trying to, perfect it if I can anymore. But other than that, just spending time with the family and waiting for this damn pandemic to get over.
New records?
Yeah, English and Spanish. Then we got the one we're gonna do with the Mr. Volume 2.
Hey, wait. First of all, people don't know to get you out of the house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm blessed to have you right here, broski.
Yeah, definitely like to be home a lot. For the circumstances, and right now is the time I get to spend the most time with my family. So
yeah, for sure.
I'm just taking advantage of that.
I heard you got some messages from me on the way over here.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna disclose those.
People have no idea I harass my broski like 10 times a day. Maybe at the end of the show, I'll put one of the snaps.
One of the many faces of my bro.
Yeah. Bro, so we met in what, 96?
I was around, let me see, it was before my album. I met you actually when I was 14. When I was hanging with Night Owl.
Night Owl.
And then 15, when I started writing my music, is when we really
linked up.
And
started, you were a kid, bro. I remember.
Started kicking in, calling each other on the daily and shit.
Wilson, North Park, right?
Yes, sir.
Wow, that was insane.
And I lived with my mom at the time, and that was right there in the same apartment she's still in. So, yeah, it was a long time ago.
Hey, you remember that one time where the sheriffs went to go look for me at my house? And I was shaving my head while they were at the door, so I escaped. Yeah. And I took a cab to your house. And when I showed up to your house, half my head was bald and the other half had hair. And you finished shaving my hair?
Yeah, I thought he was going for a mohawk, but and then they told me, hey, the sheriff just fucking came to my house looking for me, and I had to skate. So
that was insane.
Yeah, and then I finished the job though.
Hey, I remember at that time, there was two things that you always did.
What's that? You
had a shoebox, and you had all your songs. Yeah. You had the instrumentals to all your songs. And the other thing that you did that nobody has been able to match, the triple-deckers.
Triple-decker sandwiches.
The triple-decker sandwiches. Hey, when that warrant ended up catching up to me, and I went to jail for that, you picked me up.
Yep, I picked you up from 12th Street.
12th and Market, was it? Or Broadway or something like that?
Right there by San Diego City College.
Yeah.
On the corner at that Chinese joint. And then when I picked you up, it was me and Mom's because I couldn't drive yet, but I borrowed my dad's car, and we bought you a 40.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so when he got in the car, I handed him a 40 and said, let's go.
Oh, that was insane, bro. We got countless of those stories. Okay, so you got into recording. You did Till I Die. Shadow was born.
Right.
What happened after that?
It was crazy. I was nonstop making music and, doing the dumb shit that I shouldn't have done, which was selling my albums to different labels for a big chunk of change.
Yeah, we all did that.
But it was a lovely thing, selling to swap meets and wholesalers and traveling all over the country,
backing up the car in the trunk with thousands of CDs.
Yeah, did what we all did, and it was cool, you know. But it had to come to an end because of this digital shit.
So let me ask you something. How would you say that your life changed after your first album?
Oh, I mean, besides financially. I had to become a businessman. You know, going from a street little thug to becoming I mean, I wasn't an adult yet, but I was dealing with nothing but adults.
How old were you when Till I Die came out?
I wrote it when I was 15. It came out. I was still 15 when it came out, but I turned 16 like a month or two after it came out.
That's insane, bro.
Yeah.
Look at the verbiage. Look at the language you were using at that time.
And that's all from hanging around with older cats. I mean, hanging out with you, and Night Owl, and Little Rob was already older than me. So
remember that story?
Yeah. Yeah, that's when you got picked up the second
time. Oh,
yeah.
Dog, that was the warrant.
Yeah, that was the warrant.
Let me touch on it real quick.
Okay.
So me, Shadow, Little Rob, and Tears.
Oh, yeah, crazy ass Tears.
Yes. We went to Morley Fields.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we were drinking.
Smoking weed.
And the paddy wagon pulls up on us.
Yes, sir.
They asked for documents. Dog, I had just got out of county jail.
Yeah.
I'm showing him the paperwork. And they take me to jail.
Yeah, they took you.
Damn. But I got out to a 40 and a triple decker. So.
Yes, sir.
All right. So
that was crazy.
So, and that's around the time that you and Rob got in the studio, yeah?
After that, we got the first beat, and then, you know, we wrote it, and we just came up with the concept that, you know what? Let's come out with Shadow and Little Rob, the Mayhem Clique.
Right.
And, you know, we were 5-6 songs deep, and then what happened, and it ended up being Shadow Till I Die. So
right,
but yeah, that was the birth of it right there.
Yeah, that's insane, man. That's crazy. Okay, so Till I Die comes out. You realize there's a huge business aspect to it.
Right. Then
you get into Born Without a Conscience. Yeah.
Yeah.
What happens after that?
I start noticing, you know, that the label, which was Thump and Eastside, they
which released Till I Die.
Till I Die. Well, see, what happened was after Till I Die, I signed one with 2 options.
Okay.
Which, you know, for those who don't know, it's actually 3 albums.
Right.
So it was Till I Die, Born Without a Conscience, and Expect the Unexpected.
Okay.
Now you can see when I made the change from a rapper to an artist.
Yeah.
Because Till I Die and Born Without a Conscience were still
street.
It was still street. The album covers were still made by me.
Yeah.
Kind of goofy shit. And then you can see Unexpected. You know, Relic did my cover. And we got photographers.
You had co-ops at the FYEs. You were right in the front.
Yeah.
Like it was next. You had Corrupt on the album. The production was crazy.
Yeah.
Like that was an elevation for you.
Yeah, that was a bigger step for me. And then and that's everything. I mean, everything was cool. You know, it was a good experience. It was a learning experience, and I wouldn't change it for the world. You know what I'm saying? Because it makes me what I am now. Right.
So after Expect the Unexpected comes out, did you stay with the company or did you decide to go your own way?
No, I went my own way because I seen that a lot of people started to take interest. You know,
in Shadow.
Yeah.
And your contract was up.
It was up.
So you had the chance to go do something else on your own.
Yeah. So I was like, man, well, why do I need the label?
Right.
You know, like they got at me because I was doing shows and they were seeing how many units I was moving out the trunk. Because
on your own.
On my own with no promotion, just word of mouth. So they were like, hey, well, let's holler at you. And then, they drew up a contract and we agreed to it. I signed it. And after the contract was up, they didn't want to give me what I was asking for.
Right.
So I figured, man, I could do this on my own. And that's when I started to do albums and selling them.
Yeah.
And getting that little bulk of money and running with it.
So let me ask you this. So from the time you recorded Till I Die, Born Without a Conscience, Expect the Unexpected, that's 3 albums. So that's in a time frame of what, 2 years?
I believe it was one album a year.
One album a year. That's so 3 years. 3 years. So at that time you were 19?
Yeah.
Were you a daddy yet?
Yes. I became a dad at 18.
Okay. So how did that change your life? Being an artist, you're already used to 2 albums by yourself. You're making money. You're traveling. you know what comes with the game, the fog, the poison.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So then you become a dad. How did that change the dynamic of your life?
Well, for starters, the reason I had a family at such a young age, because I got married at 18 also.
Okay.
And the reason I got married and had my kids at 18 was because I didn't think I was going to live to see 21.
Wow. That's insane.
That's the kind of life I was living.
Yeah.
You know, so I decided, you know what? I got to leave my mark. I got to leave my blood. I have to have my son so you can keep my last name going. My mentality was...
That was a mentality that you had.
Yeah.
We lost a lot of good homies back then.
Yeah.
A lot.
So I didn't want to be in that circle, you know what I'm saying, of the homies that got lost or that ended up dying
died,
or whatever.
and that was that.
So I established my home, and that became my priority, you know, because I went from selling whatever I was selling to becoming an artist.
We both did.
You know, to do what we do now. So
yeah.
It was a big step, big change, but I manned up and I had my family, and I don't regret it for one bit, because, you know, that made me it turned me into a man. Like,
well, yeah, you know, and
I could have been a dickhead dad and left my kids and say, I'm just gonna go on the road, and I was still on the road because that's what fed us and that's what put food on the table. So, you know, as long as that was established, I was gone almost 5 days a week.
Right.
I'm talking about Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because there was nothing in San Diego for music.
Yeah, there was a demand outside of our city.
LA, everything was LA.
We were always in LA.
Yeah, like now it's different because now it's at a touch of a button. You can be around the world. You know?
Yeah, before there was the physical presence meant something. Yeah. Before we would buy out, like when I went to go buy your Expect the Unexpected, like I went to the store.
Sam
Goodies. I bought it. I opened it. You know what I'm saying? I saw your credits. I remember playing the first track, and, you know, I was super, the nerve of the trick. The nerve, remember that?
Yeah, what's up to Corrupt?
Yeah, what's up, Corrupt? Okay, so that's your first child.
Yeah.
At 18.
Yeah.
When did you have your other baby?
So let me see. I think 2 or 3 years later.
Okay. And then between that gap, how did Mr. Shadow's personal life change?
Like,
do you feel you were growing, or do you feel that you were getting sucked into the rapper's life?
Yeah.
Because I know I did.
I was already there. It had sucked me in between.
You were there.
I was there. You know, like I said, I was gone Wednesday through Sunday, you know, and I was only home Monday, Tuesday.
Right.
The rest of the days I was gone. I was either doing shows or in LA recording or handling some business. So I wasn't really there.
Right. Where would you say that you got a lot of because to me, one of the things that I've always admired about you, just putting our brotherhood aside, is your metaphors are insane. You're insane. You know what I'm saying? Like I hear the way you spit, and it's like punchline after punchline after punchline. And I know one of the things that we both have in common is that we're both hip hop heads. Yeah. We like hip hop, you know?
Yeah.
So where would you say a lot of your inspiration came while you were in the process of recording your early albums? Because you were very young.
Yeah, just the street life that I was living, you know, the people I was dealing with. And that's at the same time as I was doing music, I couldn't leave the hustle, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was still dipping in that, and I would take money from here and use it here and triple it, quadruple it.
Come back. Yeah.
So I was still dealing with grown ass businessmen
when we were kids.
Yeah. So it had to make me grow up, bro, because I couldn't act like a kid around these people because they'll slap me and
that was unacceptable. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had a man up, and that made my mentality think like a 40, 30-year-old man. You know what I'm saying? And I was only in my teens. So I think that contributed a lot to the way that I was developing, the way I was spitting, what I was talking about.
Yeah, that makes.
And in the midst of all that, like for Till I Die, like all the evil people always ask me, why were you so evil? And this, because I was doing drugs, and I would hear things, I would see things, I would do stupid stuff like go to the cemetery and write.
Yeah, and your brother, Little One, was a psycho. He wasn't contributing.
And I think when you used to work for the coroner's office, a lot of people don't know this, but he used to pick up dead bodies. Yeah, with my homeboy Popeye from my neighborhood. And they used to have a folder of all these cake of all these things that they picked up.
No,
bro.
but here's the kick. Here's the kicker about working for the coroners. You know how much they paid you at that time?
Oh, probably like $8, $6.
$10 a body. It was $10.
So you were hoping somebody dropped like motherfucker.
So it was $10 a body.
That's crazy.
That's where I got homicide, suicide, because we pick up a homicide, then we pick up a suicide.
right. And see, a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, they
a lot of
don't
people
know
don't. They think you're fucking deranged and you're a lunatic, and the spooky shit came out because of whatever.
Yeah.
No, but I think that had a lot to do for the content of the spooky shit that you do.
Oh yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Because
for sure.
I'm sure you can't just shake a scene and forget about it.
No, yeah,
I'm
for
sure,
sure.
it
Yeah.
went home with you. It slept with you.
Oh yeah, it stays with you. I
So-
mean, seeing death like that is
Yeah.
it's a whole different interview on its own. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I think people need to know that so that they can put two and two together. Like, oh shit,
Yeah.
like this. That might be your outlet. That's how you released it out of you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
maybe that's how you vent it to the world. Like, hey, this is the shit I'm going through. Like, I'm living this shit.
No,
I'm
and you're right, because if you listen to Once in a Decade, the very first words that says, "Now what the fuck is homicide?"
yeah,
9 times out of 10, that shit's really suicide.
Yeah.
And in retrospect to waiting in the corner at 3:00 in the morning, showing off is gonna get you killed.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But back to what you were doing. You were at the cemetery writing songs.
yeah. You know, and I was doing acid. I was smoking sherm.
Yeah.
being a nut. So all those psychedelic drugs, bro. It just, you're on a sick one, bro. So I was writing what I was going through, and then it wouldn't make sense. It would be a bunch of gibberish.
Right.
It'd be like, I'm talking to this, I'm seeing this, I'm experiencing this, and then the next day or the day after, when I was sober and was just smoking my herb and I was calmed down,
Yeah.
I would turn it into verses.
songs.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
turn it into verses.
So, at what point, at what album that came out, did you stop with the acid and the sherm and all of that?
After Born Without a Conscience.
After Born Without a Conscience, right?
Which,
That's what I was
you
about
can
to
see
say.
the cover.
You can
It was
see
a wizard with a pentagram. And
Yeah.
So-
And you look healthy on Expected Unexpected. You were like,
Yeah.
the whole shit was
Yeah.
like,
I already had money in the bank. I was
Yeah.
feeling good. Like no worries. Just only worry was, hey, I gotta make another record. So it was just, it all transpired into that, bro. But yeah, it definitely was a transition from the hood, spooky
right.
experiences to, okay, I'm a grown man now. I'm in the music business.
Yeah.
This is how I'm coming.
Yeah, and I saw the growth. I saw the growth definitely from. I mean, to me, you've always been an artist, always. But I mean, I seen you go like, dog. Even when we were just like, not even trying, we were doing some dope ass shit even back then. Yeah. So okay, so let's fast forward a little bit. At some point throughout that time, you had already been established. You were an artist. You had your home. You had your family. You had a stroke.
Yeah, this happened. Well, when I had my first stroke,
How old were you?
I wasn't that young. I was 30 years old.
30 years old. Okay.
So this is already after
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
had already got divorced.
From all that.
I was on my own, had my kids by myself, full custody.
Okay.
They were living with me, and that was a done and over case. You know what I'm saying? So this happened to me in 2000.
You're still making music.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Still
Okay.
making music. I took a long break though because when that whole divorce thing happened, I took my kids with me,
Okay.
and they were living with me, and they were 3 and 5.
Oh, okay.
So I had to get used to just having them by myself.
Yeah, you
I
could
had
have
to come up with the program.
because structure.
Because my mom was helping me take care of them when I would leave
Yeah.
or do whatever I had to do. So shout out to my mom because I mean that's my
Oh,
backbone.
your mom is a beautiful
because
person.
without her, I don't know what I would have done because I would have had to drag those kids with me everywhere I went.
Yeah.
So she's a big part of my success, man, and and I love her for that, and I can never repay her for what she did, and she continues to do, because
Yeah.
she's still there for me. But after that, I was just, I was healthy, bro. I was going to the gym in the morning, like at 6 in the morning.
Bro, you were going to Cowles Mountain in San Diego
Yeah.
with a vest on.
With the weighted vest running
and
up.
you were going up and down with the firefighters.
Yes, I was.
You were training like an animal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And people can't even do that walking.
No, yeah, for
Some
sure.
people get airlifted halfway up the hill. You know? So that tells you how
that's impressive for sure.
How much in condition I was.
You were.
Bro. Like I was.
You were kicking ass.
I was at the top of the mountain, bro. You know, and
you had your kids.
I had my kids.
You got family structure. You got your loot in the bank.
Yep.
You're healthy. You're focused. You're older now. Mm-hmm. What happens?
I went to sleep and had a stroke in my sleep.
Damn. How did you? What happened?
Well, I was but
no symptoms.
No symptoms. So this and I was already with my new wife, my wife that I'm married to now.
Okay.
So we were already in a relationship, and I actually had the stroke at her house.
Okay.
You know, I was spending the night, and I woke up, and see, I have acid reflux.
Okay.
Before I got treated for it, I would wake up every morning and throw up acid.
Damn.
So for me, it was a regular thing. I would wake up.
You've been dealing with that for years.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I didn't know it was acid reflux. I thought it was just heartburn from what I had ate.
Right.
And I would throw up the next morning acid. So, and it's bile. You know, for people who don't know, bile. You know, sometimes it's just foam. Sometimes it comes out. You know, but anyways, so I would wake up in the morning and I would throw up, and it was normal to me.
Right.
I throw up and go about my day. You know, smoke a bowl, everything. You know, I'll be cured. And then that day, I woke up, I threw up in the morning, and then I tried to eat, and I couldn't keep it down. I kept on throwing up. And then I tried the whole 7-Up and crackers thing.
Yeah.
You know, I told my girl, I'm just going to smoke a joint. I'm going to smoke it off. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And throughout the day, I was having cold sweats, sweating while I was in bed. Even if I uncovered myself,
you were still sweating.
Shivering, sweating, fever. It was crazy, bro. Like if I had the Rona.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
but at the time, I mean, I just felt like I was getting, you know, stomach flu, something that I had to get out of my system. So I kept on throwing up throughout the day. And make a long story short, I waited from Thursday to Monday, thinking that I was going to get better.
You stayed the same way Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
And I progressively got worse.
Oh, damn.
And my wife, you know, at the time, she still knows a lot. She was in the medical field. She was a nurse. So she knew the symptoms, but I don't know if she didn't want to tell me to scare me.
Right.
But then on the Monday morning when I woke up with paralysis on my face, the left side of my face was drooping, and my equilibrium was off. It felt like if I opened my eyes, it felt like the fucking room was spinning.
Oh, shit.
Crazy, bro. I got up and I would walk sideways, no balance.
So you didn't go to the hospital at this point yet?
No, until my wife called her mom and said, I need a second opinion on this, but I think he's having a stroke. Because her mom is also in the medical field.
Right.
And she came and she just solidified the fact. What she told me, she goes, you know what? Oh, yeah, you're having a stroke. And my wife said, you know, fuck this, I'm taking you in.
Right.
Whether you want to or not.
Yeah.
And sure enough, we go into the hospital. And it's crazy because as soon as they sat me on that chair to take they put that cuff to put the pressure on you.
Yeah.
My hands went into chicken mode. I mean, they went like this.
Damn.
By themselves. I guess I was going into shock. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
So they brought a gurney out. They took me back to the ICU. Started doing tests on me and everything.
What was going on up here? What were you feeling? What were you thinking?
What's happening?
What's happening to me?
Why are my hands like this? And I was shaking and I was cold, you know, and it was just a crazy ass experience, bro. So once I'm in the ICU and I'm asking everybody what's going on, what's happening, and nobody's telling me nothing until the neurosurgeon comes in and he tells me you just suffered a major stroke.
A major stroke.
Major stroke. Aneurysm, you know, a bleed in the brain that caused you to have a stroke. Do you do any drugs? I don't drink alcohol. I don't do anything but, you know, smoke weed. Okay, well, we're going to put you in the tube, blah, blah, blah. Ran more tests on me, confirmed that I had suffered a stroke, and then they took my ass up to a room and they kept me. First thing I did, is when he told me that, I just started to cry. First thing I told him, I was like, what about my kids? What am I going to do? Yeah. You know, and luckily my wife, you know, she stood up for me and fucking, she helped me out. And if it wasn't for her, I don't know what the hell I would have done, bro. If this would have happened at my mom's house, I don't know what the fuck would have happened, honestly. Yeah. I think God put me there for a reason, and
Yeah.
and brought her into my life at that moment, because if it would have happened anywhere else,
the result wouldn't have been the same.
I don't know what it would have been.
Yeah, that's insane, bro. So you're in the hospital now. They take you up to a room. What happens from there? They kept you in the hospital.
They kept me in the hospital, and they still don't know why it happened to me. They just know that it happened in my sleep. I don't do the hard drugs. I didn't get hit in the head with a bat. I'm not 80 years old.
Right.
I was healthier than a bull.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's no explanation for it. So, you know, there was 5 doctors, and every day I would ask a doctor, he would tell me, like, look, I feel dumb and stupid telling you that I don't know why
This
happened
happened
to you.
Wow.
He's in the 100+ years we haven't experienced between all of us.
We don't know what
We don't
happened.
know what happened, why it happened.
So at some point when that happened to you, you lost your speech a little bit, no?
I lost. Well, yeah, I couldn't say no P's, no B's.
And you still had paralysis?
Paralysis. My left side was numb. Like if they drew a line down my face and the left side was out of commission. It was just not functioning. My nostril, my eye wouldn't blink, my ear wouldn't move, my nose wouldn't move, my mouth wouldn't move. Like only my right side would move. And I was taking baby steps. I looked like a 95-year-old man walking. I had to learn how to
With
walk
a walker.
again. Not even they would walk me. They would put this thing around my waist.
Oh, yeah.
And the nurse would walk me around the hall, holding me like a fucking little kid. You know?
Damn, that's insane.
And I still had a hard time walking. And I would sit down and she would tell me, it's okay, just take it easy. You can't expect it to happen overnight. And day after day, kept doing that kind of therapy. And then even when I got discharged and I went home, I still was
not okay.
Not okay.
How long were you in the hospital?
How long ago was I in the hospital? I don't remember.
Like, how long did you stay?
Do you remember how long I was there? 2 weeks? I was there for 2 weeks.
Man, so when you left, did you have any answers? Did anything change?
No.
It was the exact same thing. They still didn't know why.
Didn't know why.
So
the only answers that I came out of that hospital with was who was my true friends and who was my true.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was there alone like a dog.
Yeah.
Nobody came to visit me. This was before the Rona, so they could have came because my wife was there.
Everyone was at the hospital.
When she would go home, handle her shit, take care of my kids and hers.
You were by yourself.
And then she would come after. The only person who showed up was my mom and a couple of my sisters. And they only showed up. My sisters only showed up once. And my mom, she would come as she could because San Diego to where I was at, it was a little hard for her to get over there,
Right.
So I got out the hospital with that answer. Like, okay.
So that being said, that changed for you. Things changed for you.
Oh yeah.
On your outlook, on your circle,
everything.
Everything.
Now you see me by myself.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
I could count the people that I love and trust in one hand, literally.
Yeah.
So that's the answer I got. But medically
nothing.
Nothing. When that one time that my sister was there, my sister Betty, shout out to her. She asked the doctor. She goes, because she's always on my fucking case about burning, and she asked the doctor in front of me. She goes, "Is it because of that?" And the doctor said, I'm not supposed to encourage you because I'm your doctor, but that had nothing to do with what happened to him."
Yeah.
And I told her, I don't ever want to fucking hear you say anything about me fucking medicating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she never did again. But when I was there again, I asked because all the doctors came to tell me bye and whatever, and there was all 5 of them, and it was a neurosurgeon, a neurologist, a physical therapist, two other kind of doctors, and I asked them. I said, "So what happened to me?"
They don't know.
Again, in the 100+ years of
experience that they had between them, they couldn't figure out what happened. Wow, that's insane.
I got released at the hospital with no medication, no restrictions. I said, "So you mean to tell me that right now when I get out the hospital, I can roll up a doobie, chief it, and go to the taco shop and get a carne asada burrito?" He's all, "Sure." What? It has nothing to do with it. I swear to you, bro. And I did exactly that. So
okay, so by the time you get out of the hospital.
Wait. Sorry to cut
No,
you
no,
off.
yeah.
They gave me Protonics for my acid reflux.
Oh.
So that's the only
man.
medicine that I was taking that they gave me that they released me with.
So you go in for a stroke and you get released with acid reflux,
acid reflux
medication.
medication.
Oh my God!
Which,
That's
by the way,
insane.
I mean that's a miracle. You know, it's a miracle pill. I can eat whatever I want.
And that's it,
That's it.
man. But you did learn a lesson in another form. Something
yeah.
different came out of it
Yeah.
morally and as a person.
Yeah.
I'm sure there had to be a point in between that time that you probably thought you weren't going to get past it.
Yeah. I mean, I thought I was gonna die, bro. And I don't. You know, I never thought I would be. I never thought I was gonna get back from it. My paralysis was like hard. You know.
How long did it stay?
It took 2 years.
2 years for you to get back to 100%.
2 years for me to be able to get back and say my P's and my B's and
No music for 2 years.
no music. And that's the reason why from 2008 or 9, there was nothing on me till 2012, which I released from a hospital bed.
You were back in the hospital.
No, when I had my stroke.
Oh, okay.
I had recorded music before my
Oh,
stroke.
before that. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, which was a Spanish album, Todo de Mi.
Okay.
And I released that from a hospital bed.
Damn.
2012.
Damn.
So,
So 2 years.
Yeah.
What's going on in your head at that time?
bro,
I'm sure you cut off a lot of people.
I cut off everybody.
I'm sure the whole dynamic of your life changed. I'm sure that at that point it was Jose and Jose
Yeah.
reconnecting and growing.
That's it, bro. I was like an old retired soul, bro. I was reading books. I was reading books. I was chiefing a lot, and just I would go in my backyard in my and sit down and read, chief, eat. Same routine every day, bro. Because I couldn't lift more than 20 pounds.
Damn.
You know, to the point where I felt alone, and I was alone. I mean, other than my wife and my kids, you know, I didn't have no. I met a couple homies at the hospital, which I'm good friends with now. My boy Albert, he actually recognized me because he wheeled me out from my room and took me down to downstairs to go to
To get picked up.
no to go get a what was I getting done? CAT scan.
Oh, okay.
He was the dude that would push
Yeah.
you know what I mean, patients out of the hospital into the CAT scan room, and we became good friends. We're really good friends now.
Still?
My boy Albert. Shout out to him. And he recognized. He's like, "Hey, dog, ain't you Mr.Shadow?" I was like, "Yeah, bro." I was all fucked up though. I didn't really give a fuck about Mr.Shadow at the moment.
Yeah.
He was like, "Damn, dog, you know that's fucked up." Blah blah blah. And even after I got out the hospital, you know, we clicked up and we were cool. We were cool homies. And to this day, he's still a good friend of mine. And I met a couple, and it's crazy because I met these 3 cats that I had never met in my life. They came to my hospital room. They spent time with me. Even when I was in the process of me getting better, they would come to my house and we would barbecue to try to uplift
People you
me.
met at the hospital.
Yeah.
People that are part of the hospital that go try to encourage people to get better.
No. So the only one from the hospital that worked there was Albert.
Oh, okay.
But I met people. I forgot how I met Hypnotic and. Oh yeah, in the same clothing. Those homies had a clothing line called Insane, and I met Hypnotic. That was their rapper artist that they were working with, and I've never met these cats, bro. And they took time out of the day to go visit me. And I was like, man, so you know, I'm forever
Grateful for
that shit, dog. Because not even the closest of my friends were at the hospital to go see me.
Yeah. You know.
Oh, Wise Guy, of course, Wise Guy. He was there.
That guy only makes beats for you, huh?
Yeah.
That's it, huh?
Well, at the time, now he's trying to branch off and he's more of a music mentor, but he's open to producing for other people now. But at the time, that was just me.
Yeah, you guys got a good chemistry.
Yeah,
I like the way that.
Shout out
music
to my
sounds.
boy, my bro,
Wise guy. What it do, broski?
Wise Guy, the great.
So when did you decide to go back into the studio after that?
So after I got out of the hospital and I was able to walk and I was able to.
Well, 2 years you said you were.
Yeah, I was out of commission.
No music.
No music.
This was 2012, 13?
12, the middle of 2012, 13. I try to go. It was crazy because I tried to go record All About Me.
The one you're about to release.
Re-release.
Re-release.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I couldn't say P's or B's.
when you were in the studio.
Right. And my lip was still, you know, and when I would go in the studio and try to record and I couldn't, oh man, I would
It will fuck you up.
mentally, bro. I felt handicapped,
Yeah.
and I would punch the walls. And wise guys like, it's okay, bro. Don't trip. We'll get it, man. You know, we'll try tomorrow. We'll try the next day.
Yeah.
The thing is to keep trying so that your mouth practices and you get it down. So, he had a lot of good words of encouragement, bro, and I love him for that because, even when I was about to quit, he was like, "Nah, man, you can't quit. Just keep at it. I know it'll come back to you. You're gonna be good." And yeah, sure enough, it came back, and I recorded All About Me, which is one of my best works.
Right.
And that album never got the recognition that it deserved. So that's why I'm gonna re-release it.
Re-release it.
I'm taking some songs out. I'm adding some in, and it's gonna be called All About Me, the B-sides.
Oh, dope.
So that's the next English one that I got coming out, and it's gonna be dope. I got a few surprises on that album. So
Nice.
dope.
All right. So all that being said,
Yeah.
you recover.
Yeah.
I even got a verse from you, like in 2013 or something like that.
Yeah.
You were still killing it. Damn, every time I hear your verses, it's like fucking broski. All right, so fast forward.
Yeah.
Time goes by, you recover, you're back, you're in the game, you're doing your thing. And just recently something happened again.
Yeah. Again in my sleep.
The exact same way.
Exact same way. I woke up.
This was about 8
July,
months ago?
July 2020. Right now we're in March. So you
Okay.
can already see the recovery. You feel
Yeah.
whole different
Oh, yeah.
ball game, you
Yeah.
know. So, and I gotta give a lot of that to this CMOS gel that Frank Nitty introduced me to.
Right,
bro.
I'm on it. I'm on the African CMOS right now.
Yeah, see, I'm not all the way there yet, but this New Life CMOS from the Caribbean Sea that
Broski.
Frank Nitty.
What's up, Frank Nitty? Shout out to Frank Nitty.
I believe it had. I mean, of course, God is the main reason why.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
I think that had a big part of my recovery, bro.
You were on the CMOS right after the stroke or before the stroke?
No, so Frank Nitty,
When you were in recovery?
when I was in recovery around August, September,
Huh?
Frank Nitty said, "Hey, bro, you need to get on the CMOS, bro. I'm telling you, man, this is the shit right here. I need to get you on. I need you to try it." And I said, "You know what? Fuck it. What's the worst that can happen?"
Right.
So I took it, bro, and I mean, I'm here.
Yeah, like I would go see you a few times and you weren't really yourself at first.
Yeah, I mean, I still have paralysis.
Yeah, I remember.
But
I remember.
I think my paralysis and everything got fixed because of that, bro.
Because of the
all
CMOS.
those nutrients, all that shit it has, and at the same time, we were going through a pandemic.
Yeah.
So my immune system got boosted and
Right.
all kinds of good stuff. So
Because right after that, we did the Mistus.
yeah,
You know,
Yeah,
we killed that. We did a video for it. We're about to do another one.
Yeah.
And you're good now.
I'm good. Well, I mean, I wear my glasses. A lot of people say, "Oh, that fool thinks he's cool. He wears his glasses everywhere." And it's not because I want to be, a dickhead or want to look cool. It's like bright lights. It's hard for me to adjust still.
Right.
Like if I go from dark to light or light to dark, like in the morning when I go and take out the trash cans, if I look into the sky or something, it'll make my eyes burn. Sometimes I go blind for like 2 seconds.
Damn.
It'll go blank.
Now let me ask you this: when you got out of the hospital this time, because this time they didn't let nobody in,
Right.
did you have answers?
Yeah.
You did.
I did. Oh, one answer, but I mean that's not the only answer I needed because now I know what causes me to have that aneurysm,
Okay.
which is a cavernoma. It's a cavernoma that I was born with, and it's kind of like a cancer cell because everybody has a cancer cell.
Right.
You have one, flaws. Everybody has one,
Right.
but when it decides to act up, is when people start having cancer of whatever. You know what I'm saying?
When
So
it sparks.
when it sparks and it wants to be a dickhead and
Yeah.
cause problems for you. But this cavernoma is kind of like a cyst that's attached to a vein, and it makes my vein swell up to the point where it bleeds out, and it's just a needle pin drop, bro. Like if somebody pricked me and I bled a little bit, that's the bleed enough to cause all that damage.
Damn, that's insane.
But that's the answer I got, which was plentiful for me because now I know.
Now you understand why it's happening.
Right.
Instead of not having any answers of why
Right,
it's
so
happening.
Now I know that I was born. I was born with a cavernoma that's attached to the stem of my brain, and that's where I have the hemorrhage or the what do you call it? Aneurysm with that, and all those nerves that's in there, it's what causes my paralysis and my, all that shit. So I know a little bit more about my condition than I did in 2009.
Wow, that's crazy. One of the things that I admire about you, bro, and just is you've never stopped your resilience. No matter through the whole time that I've known you, you've always been a good father. You've always been a good brother. You have put up with my fucking dysfunction, man. And I applaud you, broski. I love who you are as a human being, and
thank you.
Everything that you've went through, bro. And you're a resilient dude, and I love you to death, broski.
Love you too, broski.
And I just wanted people to hear your story, bro.
Yeah, man. And it's crazy because there's really no cure for it.
Damn.
There's no cure, bro. There's no cure. There's no medicine. The only option I have is getting a high risk surgery, which can leave me paralyzed or dead. So, and the other option is just writing it out like I did this whole time and hoping I wake up every day. So that's why it's hard for me to leave my house, because it could be my last. You feel me? So I live every day like it's my last, bro. And I always tell my kids I love them. Every single time I talk to any of my kids, I tell my daughter, my 7-year-old, almost every day, all day, I love you, I love you, I love you, because you never know.
Yeah, but you're not going nowhere, broski.
No, God willing, I'm not.
We're gonna die of old age,
got a lot of work
bro.
to do, man.
Yeah, we got a lot. We got too much. So, I appreciate you sharing your story.
Yeah,
it's I've been wanting to do that. I've been wanting, because a lot of people admire you. You got fans all over the world that admire you as an artist.
God bless all of them.
You're somebody to admire, bro, on a personal level. You're a good man. You're a good brother. You're a good father. You're a good spirit, broski.
Thank you.
So all that being said, what can we expect from Shadow?
There's so much going on right now. I mean, me and Night Owl just started this label, Casa de Locos.
Yeah,
which you're a part of.
I'm a part of that.
And that's gonna be, I think
that's a good bridge.
That's a bridge between the Mexican rap.
Yeah, and us down here.
Yeah,
it's a good solid bridge. So
yeah, we got shout out to my bro Night Owl.
Night Owl, we got to get him in here too.
Definitely, we got
he
artists.
got a crazy story too.
Oh yeah, he got more stories than me. But I mean, he's been through a lot of shit too.
Yeah,
where he's been in the hospital and
But
we got artists in Colombia and Chile, Guatemala, Mexico here. And it's gonna be so dope. It's gonna be one of my biggest accomplishments, I think. And I'm just happy to be a part of it, bro. And I got my English All About Me B-sides coming out. Nací Sin Conciencia, which is my new Spanish album. Which is what I'm doing with my Spanish is I'm gonna mirror every title in English till I die, Born Without a Conscience.
Yeah.
Like my last Spanish release was Hasta la Muerte, Till I Die.
Till I Die.
Now this one's gonna be Born Without a Conscience.
Oh, dope.
So I'm just
gonna. You're gonna keep it going?
Yeah. Just only because there's a lot of collectors to my music.
Oh yeah.
And I think they're gonna want to have the pair.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's a genius idea.
So I'm gonna do that and just keep loving my family and dealing with the people that I like to deal with, you, Night Owl, and a few others, and that's it, bro. I think I'm in a good place, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually.
You are.
I don't have any hate in my heart.
No, you don't.
I sleep comfortable at night. I mean, not too comfortable because of my fat ass right now, but but other than that, I think I have peace in my mind. I have peace in my heart. I don't have anything against anybody, and it's not good for the soul. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I love everybody, man, and God bless all my fans, my followers, and that's it, man.
For sure, bro. And before we go, I just want to tell you too, man. I've always looked up to you, and you've been a big inspiration in my growth to make me better and be more like you. And I applaud you and thank you for always being my broski.
Oh, thank you.
Love you, broski.
Love you too, dog.
All right, broski.
All right.
The telescope room, y'all. Shadow.